What's up, guys? Johnny Brock here, coming to you to teach you how to blow up selling ancillary. So first off, a lot of people have been asking me how I'm doing, what I'm doing. Last month I had 64 cancer, heart attack, and stroke policies. That's 64 cancer or heart attack and stroke, or otherwise known as critical illness. So how do I do it? All right, first off, I'm a part of a very well-oiled machine. Okay, so if you're somebody who is an independent agent and you don't have that machine behind you, you know, it's a little bit different. However, you can still learn a lot from this video. If you're somebody who has an agency and they're not cross-selling, then this video is going to really have you thinking a lot. All right, so first off, I want to start with the pitch. Okay, so the pitch is really all about asking. So the biggest issue that people have is that they don't ask. Every single time I talk to somebody, I mention cancer. Every single time. Critical illness is one of the first things I say, depending on the situation, whether it's a service call, prospecting call, whatever. I'm going to mention critical illness because it's a big issue. And the thing is, they believe it's a big issue. They're just not expressing it to you because they don't know that you can do anything about it. So the pitch, main thing that you can get from this is to just ask, right? So you've got to start telling people that you offer this service or product. All right, so Medicare Advantage versus Medicare Supplement, these pitches are different. All right, but the biggest key here when you're talking about why somebody needs a critical illness policy is this right here. Non-medical expenses. No matter what situation they're in, whether it's Medicare Advantage or Medicare Supplement, typically their medical portion is going to be good. If let's say they have a Medicare supplement, Medicare Plan G, they're not going to pay anything for any of their medical expenses. However, these non-medical expenses are going to come up. I mean, there's a big portion of your expenses on cancer is non-medical. The main one being prescription drug costs. There's no cap as of right now for prescription drug costs. And even if there was a $2,000 cap, what if somebody gets diagnosed with cancer in November and they hit their cap in December and boom, it starts over again? People need a lump sum policy. Not to mention, and I say this all the time, hey, John, I know you say you're good on this, but the only thing that's going to make you smile if you get a diagnosis of cancer is a $20,000 check. I have them tell me all the time, hey, you know, if I get cancer, I'm just going to die. If you're just going to die, get it anyway. That way you can take it and go to Cabo with it. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Grab the policy. It's like $1 a day. All right, so the pitch really is, this is the main thing. Exclamation points. Just ask. If you say this right here to every single person that you talk to, or your agents say this to every single person they talk to, they will close 20% of them. Hey, John, all right, we got you squared away. I just want to let you know we do offer lump sum tax-free benefits for cancer, heart attack, and stroke, which is very important because of all the non-medical costs that come along with it. That's all you got to say. If you say that to every person you talk to, you will close 20% of them, even if you suck. All right, so overcoming objections is the next thing I'm going to talk about. A lot of people are worried about the objections. That's why they have a reluctance to ask. Call reluctance. Whether it's, okay, so maybe somebody gets over call reluctance and they're selling Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage plans, but they won't ask for the cross-sell. It's because they're scared that the person's going to, you know, I don't understand it. Maybe I don't understand it because I do it so much and I realize it's not an issue. But acknowledge and circle back. Whenever somebody has an objection, you acknowledge and circle back. So, won't my Medicare cover that? Well, yes. And in the beginning, by the way, in my pitch, let me circle back to the pitch real quick. In my pitch, I'm going to say the value of the policy before I even, you know, say a price or really, you know, I'm going to talk about why they need it. So, hey, John, I got you on a Medicare supplement and a Plan G. You got the best coverage you can get, but there are a ton of non-medical expenses that are not covered by Medicare. So we need to get you critical illness coverage to go along with your drug plan that we just took care of. It's going to cost you about $49.58 a month. That'll be a $10,000 benefit on cancer, $5,000 on heart attack and stroke. But your profile will then be complete. That's pretty much what I say. And then they may object. Well, won't my Medicare cover that? Yes. John, let me circle back here. I mentioned earlier We're doing this for the non-medical expenses. Your Medicare and your supplement's going to cover your medical. But let's say you get a chemotherapy drug like Revlimid. That's a $20,000 a month drug. We need to have you a policy to help you pay the 5% that you're going to be responsible for. Because everybody in the catastrophic phase pays 5%. What's 5% of a $20,000 a month drug, John? It's $1,000 bucks. All right? So we got to get you this extra coverage. All right? Overcoming objections. I just did it. I just showed you how to overcome objections. You acknowledge and you circle back. I'm glad you asked, John. I just mentioned about 5 minutes ago that your Medicare and your supplement is the best coverage you can get. Okay? But this ancillary product here, this cancer benefit, is to help you protect yourself against the non-medical cost. And I cannot express enough, prescription drug coverage is the main one. Medicare and your supplement's not going to cover your prescription costs that are your responsibility. Right? They object again, circle back. Circle back to the fact that there's tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 on a Medicare a prescription drug plan formula. Tier 3, 4, and 5, or 4 and 5 really, you know, if you're going to get prescribed a medication like Eliquis, you might as well have a $5,000 benefit or a $10,000 or a $20,000 benefit to come in and help you pay that $240 a month that you're going to be paying for your Eliquis. So always, when somebody objects, acknowledge, I understand, I get it, and then circle back to the value. Go over another, give them an example. Explain to them why they need it. They need to feel it. All right? So a lot of people are asking me about this. Medicare Advantage plans and bank information. So many people out there are just selling Medicare Advantage plans, and they don't want to even think about a product that involves bank information. And that's sad, because you cannot call yourself a salesman if you're only doing Medicare Advantage and you're not actually, out there grinding for, difficult sales. I mean, you're not a salesman if you're calling people, talking to them, reading off a script, and, going over Medicare Advantage benefits with them and never asking for bank information. You don't even have to get social. Like, you're not a salesman. You're an order taker. And if you want to be a salesman or a saleswoman, you need to learn how to pitch other products that are going to require you to grow on your skills. You're just going to be a order taker your whole life. You need to grow, otherwise you're going to be replaceable. But to become irreplaceable, you need to learn how to cross-sell hospital indemnity, cancer, heart attack and stroke, home health care. There's so many products out there you should be selling. Medicare Advantage salesman asked me yesterday on my Go Guru University coaching call, how do you go about getting the bank information? It's super easy. It's so easy. By the time you get to that point, you're going to have asked for their social, you're going to have verified their address, you're going to have verified their date of birth. You're building a relationship, and after you build that rapport with somebody, you just say, hey, it's bank draft, all right? I don't want to send you a quarterly bill, because guess what? You ain't going to pay it. The policy's going to lapse. Then when you get diagnosed with cancer, you're not going to have the coverage. So what bank are you using? It's that simple. It's that simple. It's not difficult. It's very easy, actually. All right? So the last thing I'm going to go over is service calls. Especially those out there who own a business that's operating similar to ours, where you have a staff that's geared towards servicing policies. And then you have, your sales agents as well. I personally think that not every call should go to your salesman, because they're not all going to be able. But if, you're in a situation where you're running a business and you've got, let me just use ours for example. We have 4 actually. One of them just had a baby. Congratulations to Bailey. But we have 4 administrative employees. Those 4 focus on service. They focus on claims. They focus on benefits, whatever, right? But every now and then, they're busy. So when they're busy and I pick up the phone, every single time I service somebody's policy, I offer them an additional product. Every single time. So last month, I had 24 MedSups and I had 24 Medicare Advantage plans. All right? So what does that mean? I had 64 cancer, heart attack, or stroke policies. So that means I'm selling more than, I'm not just bundling. I can tell you a lot of these didn't have an additional product with them. I would say that I cross-sold I probably cross-sold 60 or so %, But, 60% I cross-sold on those. What does that leave us here? That means that, I don't know what 60% of 48 is. So anyways, I cross-sold a significant amount of this. But I, triple the actual cancer heart, the cross sales that people are saying, okay, well, I must be bundling. Every time I talk to somebody, I offer them a cancer, heart attack, or stroke policy. And this is the best way to do it. The best way to do it is to say, hey, John, I noticed here you don't have any critical illness coverage. You got a Medicare supplement, a prescription drug plan, and a dental, vision, and hearing policy, but there's no critical illness coverage. All right? Now, have you considered how expensive it can be when you get on cancer? What type of costs come up that aren't medical, that aren't going to be covered by Medicare and a supplement? Have you considered that? You get their answer. Yeah, no, I haven't really. Whatever, right? And then you just pitch the product. Every single time I talk to somebody, whether it's a service call, sales call, whatever, I'm offering those products. What should you be focused on, right? So with MedSups, you should be focused on DVH, cancer, heart and stroke, home health care, and that's pretty much it, right? Of course, the prescription drug plan, but we ain't really worried about that. MAs, what should we be focused on? First, you should be focused on hips. Heartland Hospital Indemnity Plans is the ones that I use. There's plenty out there. Aetna's got one, GTL's got one, but I recommend Heartland. If you contact me, I'll tell you why. Heartland Hospital Indemnity Plans are super easy to pair up. They also can include cancer. So start with hips on the Medicare Advantage side of things. So what I would typically do is I'll have somebody on an MA plus a hospital indemnity plan that has cancer included, and then also a heart attack and stroke policy. Perfect, every time. And then guess what? When they call back 6 months later because they had an issue at Walmart getting their benefits, you're going to handle the problem, and then you're going to say, hey, by the way, John, I wanted to let you know, we have these fantastic home health care policies, and what they do is they come in and help you with day-to-day activities when you're unable to do so, right? They help pay for somebody to do that, and it'll cost you very little to get that protection. I do recommend you go ahead and add that to your portfolio. It is that simple to blow up selling ancillary. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. We will absolutely respond that way. You can also email me, johnny@bobbybrockinsurance.com. I feel really sorry for all the people that aren't going to tune into this video, because this is how you blow up selling ancillary. I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and give us a call at 844-3300. Ask to speak with Johnny if you want to talk to me directly. And of course, like I said, you can email me, johnny@bobbybrockinsurance.com. Be happy to build a relationship with you, see what we can do to help. Thank you so much.